Good morning, Tottenham fans. My mood throughout this transfer window has been up and down, to say the least. When the Morgan Gibbs White and Kudos deal was getting over the line, when we had that, here we go, my emotions were so happy, like we're actually finally acting like a big club. That's what was going through my mind. And then the Morgan Gibbs White didn't happen. And all of a sudden, we waited 2 more weeks with no action. Nothing was happening in the transfer window. And it was getting so frustrating. And I'm still not over the moon that we've took this long. And now we're not going to have any more new signings to face PSG in our biggest game of the season, a Super Cup final. And we're not going to have the players that we need. We're not ready for that final, which has still annoyed me. But there is good news on the way. The Super Cup final is not going to be saved, but we might be able to save the start of the Premier League. There's been some good news coming out last night, and that was Savinho may be coming to Spurs, and it's looking quite likely. In today's video, I'll give you the reasons why I think this actually will get over the line, and I think he will be a Tottenham player in the next 48 hours. I'll give you other options that I still think we need to do. I still think that that's a possibility as well. And what would this bring? What would this change to our forward line? Because in my opinion, our forward line was probably the weakest part of our team when we played against Bayern. So let me just get through all that today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I'm so close to 2,500 subscribers now, thanks to you guys all commenting and liking and watching my videos. It's much appreciated. Like this video if you would want Savinho in the lineup next season. So let's get into Savinho, and first of all, let's talk about why he might be wanting to come to Spurs. First of all, he wants to have He's open to the move. Fabrizio Romano and Ornstein have both said that this is a possibility, that this could happen. They both actually think it will happen. He's 21 years old. He got 2 goals, 11 assists last season, playing his first season for Manchester City. He's only 21 years old, so he's still got a very high ceiling. For me, I think he's a top player, and if we signed someone like him and we had Savinho and Kudos on the wings, that would be absolutely insane, and that would really, for me, really up this transfer window a notch. And I think this will happen, and I'll give you my reasons. He wants to play every game. Now, with City, he's got Oscar Bob coming back from injury. Ryan Cherky has just been signed as well. I think Manchester City are looking into getting Rodrigo as well, which means he's going to have limited game time. He wants to play because he wants to be in the World Cup next year with Brazil. He wants to be the main man. He wants to be the number one. He wants to be, wanted by his club. So he's only on £40,000 per week, would you believe it? So Spurs could easily double his wages, plus sign him, which for me, we've sold Sonny now, so that gap is open on the left-hand side for him to make it his own. And Sonny's wages was 190k per week, and if we pay Savinho double his wages, that's only 80,000. So we could use that on somebody else coming in as well. Obviously, there's reasons why this might not happen, and one of the main reasons is just Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy's negotiation tactics are, sometimes they drag on way too much. He might not want to pay as much as City. City said they want big money. I don't know what big money means. They signed him for 30 million. So if they sold him for 50, they're gaining a £20 million profit. So for me, that would be a good deal. I do honestly believe it'll go up to 60, 65 and maybe £5 more million on add-ons. Both clubs don't want this to drag on because obviously Manchester City want to replace him and they're trying to look at getting Rodrigo. And obviously Spurs need to start getting players in the door for positions that they need ready for the season to start. It's too late now for the Super Cup. But another thing, he may not agree personal terms. So if we offered him double his wages and he said, no, I want treble, and then we said no to that, but maybe we'll treble it if you do well next season, and maybe he might not agree. It depends what happens. There's a lot that has to go on between the clubs and the player for this all to happen. So things can go wrong. We saw what happened with Morgan Gibbs-White. That fell through, even though we got a here you go. So nothing's set in stone. So I'm not getting overexcited yet. But it's looking like so far so good, if that makes sense. Frank really wants Savinho as well, and he's really pushing for this player. He's the type of player that Frank loves, and if Frank can get these two players, Kudus and Savinho, he's already got Kudus, bring in Savinho as well, then you know what, these two will be like Mbeumo and Wissa. These two, Frank's really good at improving forward players. Now, I still think Tell will come good, but I didn't want Tell to have all that pressure on him straight away at 20 years old in the Premier League, because if he had a bad start, people would turn on him and that would be that. But having someone that's already got Prem experience playing for a top side like Manchester City, and he did play quite a few games for them as well and played really, really well, you know, bringing in Tell slowly to like substitute him in for Savinho here and there, that would be ideal. And if Tell comes on leaps and bounds, if Frank could get him going, God, we would have quite a good strike force. So the good news don't stop there, because Spurs have already come out saying they want Savinho and this could get done in the next 48 hours. But also, they reckon that they're going to sign a number 10 as well, somebody that can make an impact on our first team, which is really good to hear. Now, the options we have on the list that they've got at the minute is Nico Paz from Como. Now, I've never ever seen him play. I'm not going to pretend I have, but what I've researched about him, what I've read about him, what others have said about him, they all say he's a top quality kid. He's I think he's 20 years old. And I think Real Madrid have got like a buyback clause on him or something along the lines. Not really sure, but apparently he's a really, really talented kid, and he plays in the number 10 role. So that he's on the list. El Canous, we spoke about him quite a few times. He plays for Leicester. Very, very good player. Very good on the ball. Very good at spotting a pass. And someone like him would be an ideal player. He's got a £22 million release clause. It's probably the most realistic one on this list. But can you imagine if he gets on the ball, turns and sees Kudus and Savinho on the wings and just plays them through every 5 minutes? Not only that, people like Johnson as well and Solanke could benefit from someone like him. Another player is Magnez Al-Khalouche, another player I've not seen play myself, but again heard really, really good things from him. I think he plays for Monaco, and he plays in the 10 role as well. Very gifted at setting up goals and scoring goals. So another player that Spurs have got on their list. Apparently Eze still on the list. This is one that I honestly don't think will happen, but Palace have been demoted now to the Conference League, so maybe Palace might need money now. So we might be able to steal a march on that. Arsenal seem to have backed away a bit. So in fans' eyes, just get it done. Get an Eze done. But the board won't see it that way, because if they go big on Savinho, it's highly likely that they're not going to go big on Eze as well. We know what Levy's like. We know what the board's like. So for me, getting a top quality player in like Savinho to add to Kudus already, Tell as the backup left winger or even a backup number 9. And if we got a decent number 10, and let's just pretend for a second it was Canus, and he was in the 10, we had them 2 on the wings, and we had Solanke up front. What this does also is this, for me, improves Solanke's chances of getting more goals next season. A lot of people are slating on Solanke like he's not good enough, but he scored 19 Premier League goals for Bournemouth, 21 in total. Then he scored, or was it 21 Premier League goals? I'm not sure. But he scored, I think, 21 goals in total for Bournemouth. Then he got 24 goal contributions last season for Spurs. He was injured 2 or 3 times last season. Plus, we finished 17th and he was still getting those numbers. Plus, he wasn't getting a lot of service. So, add Kudus, Savinho, and a number 10 that could play through balls to him. Then all of a sudden, Solanke turns into a top striker too. Then all of a sudden, our front four look bloody deadly. And that's what we've been crying out for. This is what I've been moaning about for the last, I don't know, week or so. That Spurs need to act, and they need to act fast. It's too late for the Super Cup, but it's not too late for the Premier League. If we can get 2 quality players in the next couple of days, then all of a sudden we have got a good strike force, and that's all we've been asking for. If you've got Tell and Odegaard and Johnson as your substitutes, then we don't mind so much. But if all 3 of them were your first teamers, then it's not as scary. So this could turn around our thoughts of how the season's going to go next season. This could really change my opinion of the transfer window. It could change my opinion of where we're going as a club. It could change my opinion on where we could finish next season as well, which for me is good news. And again, I'm not getting carried away. Nothing's set in stone. Nothing's done yet. This could all fall down tomorrow and we could all be depressed again. We know what Tottenham are like. We know what the board are like. But something has to give and something has to get done. I also think our midfield has improved because Bergvall's got a year experience in the Premier League now. Archie Gray will definitely be playing more midfield roles, and I've already seen huge improvement in him already just in pre-season. I think he's starting to look good already. So that's 2 extra midfielders we didn't have before, and we signed Paulinho. And people were saying, oh, he looks slow and he's not match fit yet. Wait until he gets match fit and in his stride, and he will be a top signing as well. So our midfield all of a sudden looks stronger. Bentancur, if he can have an injury-free season, we're going to get him for the whole season as well. And he's a quality player as well. So all of a sudden, we have a strong attack, decent midfield. Our defence is solid, but it's prone to injury. So obviously Udogie is already injured, and Romero and Van der Ven are injury prone. It could end up being our weakness again next season, but we have strength in there too. Takai and Danso are in there. And I also think Dragushin will massively improve this year when he comes back from injury, as I think the setup would suit his style of play a lot more. So we're slightly stronger in defence too, and we're also a bit stronger in goalkeeping. When Vicario went out, we didn't have Kingsley, we had Forster. Now Kingsley for me is an upgrade on Forster, so that solidified that area too. So sort out the attack, Tottenham, please. Do it, board, just do it for me, please. Sort out this attack, and we can all sit here and start looking forward to the season again. We're Europa League champions. We should be on a high still. Let's hope this gets done, and let's hope that all my moaning was for nothing and I was wrong about Levy. I don't think so. Anyway, let me know what you thought about the video in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Come on, you Spurs.